At ease, brothers. Let's have some big boy talk today, man. I mean, we can always talk about, ways to deal with women. We can always talk about, a million other things. But today, let's have some big boy talk. Do you know who you are? And what I mean by that is, I'm always talking about, a man should know who he is, where he's going. Like, do you know why you're here? Do you know like how you're supposed to function on this planet? Because surely goodness and mercy, you don't think the end goal is just waking up every day, doing stuff you don't like, going to a job, being in a relationship you can't stand, paying taxes, retiring at 65, cashing out your 401k or however that works, and dying. Surely goodness and mercy, you don't think this is it. What the majority of people are living, surely you don't think this can't be your end goal, man. Like, do you know why you're here? Do you know what you're capable of? Do you know how to be human, man? Do you know how to be human? This is what I come to understand, man. In the year 2023, or in this point in time, there are only two types of people. There are people that want to be entertained, and there are people that want to be informed. I'm gonna say it again. There are only two type of people that exist right now. Now, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, there's probably different. But right now, there are only two types of people: those that want to be entertained and those that want to be informed. Those that want to be entertained, they really have no idea what's going on. These are your sleepwalkers. These are people that wake up every single day and just want that hit of dopamine through looking at that cell phone, through watching that movie, through entertaining, certain caliber of women. All they're looking for is that next dose of dopamine. They have no goals, no ambitions. They have no identity. They have no means of. They don't even know how to be human, man. They don't even know that they're not being human. They're so deep under layers of society's veils. So all they do is seek entertainment because that's where they get their joy. Laughing at a million memes every day, looking at that's their joy. But then you have those people that want to be informed. They want to be informed, meaning when they wake up every day, yes, they're partaking in certain parts of the human experience of entertainment, but ultimately they're looking for a way out. They understand that there are several layers of veils over our eyes that make people move a certain way. And that there's more freedom to what we've been access to. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna have some big boy talk today. And this is only for a small amount of people. Most of y'all people are watching this video right now and say, man, I don't know what Soul is talking about. Let me click off and go look at some twerking. Let me click off and go look at some laughing at some celebrity news. So-and-so got divorced. That's you. This is where you exit the video. Let me go look at the latest rumor. That's you. Instead of saying, you know what, man, I'm getting up I'm just not even about going to work. It's about my life is unhappy. It's not even about going to a job you don't like. It's about waking up every day dreading getting out the bed. If you're dreading getting out the bed, man, that's not a way to live. That's not a way to live. When I'm saying, like, there are some people that want to be informed. They're waking up every day. They're reading books. They're rubbing elbows with people that are moving a certain way. They're watching certain type YouTube videos. They're saying, you know what? I understand that I'm in a box. I understand that I'm in a cage that I can't see. And I want out. I want freedom. Like, in the back of my mind, I believe that I have the ability to be happy. Not what the world tells me is happy, but to really be happy, to really be free. That's a real thing, man. You have to have the desire. If your life is unhappy, you have to have the desire to just want to be out of that system Even if you don't, this is what I'm saying. Even if you don't even really understand what that system is, like you're saying, you know what? I just want freedom. Like I don't really know what freedom looks like, but I know this is not it. I know this is not it. And the sad thing is, man, people live to be 100 years old, and until they get on their deathbeds, they have no idea that they really haven't been living. And it's not about accomplishing, this is part of on down the road. But when I'm talking about freedom, it's not even about the big homes and the big cars and the shiny things. That comes later. I'm talking about entry-level freedom. I'm talking about still living in a one-bedroom apartment with no furniture or old furniture, but you're calling your own shots. You're outside of the system. And when I say outside of the system, let me be more clear of what I'm saying. Outside of the system. I didn't know that I was in the system until I thought I was free. I didn't know that I was in a system until I actually pulled myself out. When I say in a system, like you might not be aware of this, but there are certain things. I'll say this, like if you still have people that are over you and calling your shots and writing your checks and there are certain things that you can't do that you really don't even think about you can't even do. You can't get online right now and post how you really feel. You can't go and say that stuff. You can't go and participate in that stuff knowing that somebody else is governing your outcome. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that you can walk in a job tomorrow and somebody says, you know what? You're no longer here. You're no longer employed here because of the way you move. That's a cage that you're in that most people don't even realize that they're in. That's a real thing, man. And I'm telling you, I had no idea that I was even in that cage. Most people don't even realize they're not even living. They're just existing. Not even living. They're just existing. And this is what I mean. A day is composed of 24 hours, right? So of course, 8 hours of that day goes toward work. And I'm saying 8 very loosely because a lot of us are putting in 10-hour shifts, 14-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts on some jobs, not even counting commuting. Most people are commuting at least an hour and a half per day going back and forth to work. But let's just simplify it to 8. You're working 8 hours a day. And then you're sleeping roughly 8 hours a day. That leaves 8 hours for you to live, right? 8 hours left for you to live and be free and do what you want to do. Half of that, which is about 4 hours on the low end, what most people are doing is getting on Instagram, looking at the lives of people that are free, that are moving on their own will and accord, that are doing the things they want to do. They're looking at that saying, you know what? Okay, that's the goal. Let me study these people. For 4 hours of the day, people are doing that. For the other 4 hours, the last 4 hours, what they're doing is sitting in misery because they don't have that life. They're sitting in misery because they're like, you know what? I don't want to get up and go to work tomorrow. I don't want to do this tomorrow. I don't want to deal with this situation. This relationship is miserable. So really, if all your time throughout the day is going out doing those things, you really aren't living. You're just existing. And I'm telling you, man, it's too late in the game. There's too much information that we have access to. There's too many books to be reading. There's too many people talking about finding that freedom for you not to be free. For you not to be free. It starts with a decision though, man. This is what it starts with. It damn near starts with frustration. It damn near starts with you waking up one day and saying, you know what, man? I'm X amount of years old. I'm 25 years old. I'm 35 years old. I'm 57 years old. I'm 65 years old. And I realized, man, that only, out of 50 years of my life, really only 3 or 4 years, if I'm adding up all the hours that I've lived for myself. Because that's what most people realize when they retire and die. 65 and retiring, and now you think, and now you're just now tapping into living. Think about this. You're going to give 65 of your years away just after 65 years just to get that extra 8 hours per day now. 8 hours a day is a long time to be donating to somebody else, man. When you can be doing your own thing in that 8 hours. You can be doing what you want to do in that 8 hours. Living, being human. That 8 hours is meant for you to be human and live and give back to society and thrive and make income and be happy. And be happy. That's what that 8 hours is for. It's not donating to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Unless that donating is part of your cause. If that donating is part of your cause and working for an organization, then that's what you're supposed to be doing. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to an assembly line and you're pissed off and you're complaining, or you're sitting in a cubicle and you're complaining, I'm not sitting there. Y'all know I'm not sitting there talking about we shouldn't be working, but I'm saying we need to find that happiness. And if that's not your happiness, I'm saying you need to do something else. Find it. Find it. Like I said, man, there are only two types of people in this world today, man. Those that want to be entertained and those that want to be informed. And I'm telling you, brother, if you are those that want to be informed, all you have to do is, man, is just keep seeking, knocking, and keep moving toward it. In my book, A Singular Truth, I'm breaking down how to be human. I'm breaking down how to thrive. I'm breaking down how to wake up and do whatever you want to do on a daily basis. And when I say that, what I mean is simply being human. Simply being human. Look at everything else in nature, all other life forms. There's no stress associated with all the things that we bring about to be human. They're just waking up, existing. That's what life is supposed to be, man. That's when you thrive. When you can wake it up, exist, and just do exactly what you love. Compose your own life. Create a bubble within a bubble. That's what it's all about, man. I've been saying it for years. Create a bubble within a bubble. You aren't living until you do that, brothers.